Hey everybody, welcome back to another Eric Breaks Down one of his songs. I don't know what we're actually calling a song breakdown. Sorry for the bright lighting. I can't do a lot. I got a very bright screen in my face making it brighter, but hey, it's 12:40 a.m. on the day this video is supposed to come out. This video is supposed to be out in less than 10 hours. I'm just now filming it. I kind of forgot I needed to do it. So we're going to take a look at the second song off the Mary EP Part 1. It's now called Spending Time, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So this is the second song out there. It's another pretty straight up rock and roller. There are some variations I want to play for you, and we'll do a little bit of a breakdown. We aren't going to get as technical in this one, but this is going to be more about some of the artistic variations this time around because we're playing with the format of these and what works. And again, a lot of the effects chains, a lot of the setups, particularly for this record, done pretty similarly. So, you know, maybe I used a slightly different amp or a slightly different compression setting, but it's not for everybody. I thought at least the first time it was interesting to get in there. But what I like to do is this is based on a song that I had an almost finished demo for, just like 12 Things I Love About You from the unreleased The Pessimistic Optimist, which we'll be working on next year, I guess, or the album after what I'm working on now. So I had done a version that was pretty close to done. Actually, you could have called it a finished song. It was originally called Love Greater Than Money, and greater is like the greater sign. And it is from the 2014 album, again, where I was writing songs for the love I wanted to have. And this is based slightly on a feeling I had of a very old relationship from long ago, one of the worst relationships I was ever in, actually, but in a good moment of it where I just really didn't want to go to work because all I wanted to do is stay home with her, especially if she was having a bad day that day. But it totally related to Mary, and I changed some lyrics, and one of the things you'll hear in the original demo that I'm about to play is the bridge. So again, when I originally recorded that song, it did not have the bridge at all. It was just like verse, opening, verse, chorus, solo, chorus, out. But again, this was like the early days of me working with digital recording software where I could edit and punch in things and add whole things easier than I ever could have. So I had added this little bridge and I liked it, but all the years I've been listening to it, I was like, it needs to happen twice. And so that's what we finally did in the new version of the song, and I think it's freaking even way better in the new version of the song. A lot of the words stay the same, except maybe some of the chorus. So you can hear the difference, and then we're going to come back into my iTunes, and we're going to play you some of the variations of this song I've done along the way. So let's check out the 2014 version of Spending Time, which was called Love Greater Than Money, which I'll put on my Patreon account eventually. So enjoy.
One thought in my head, I really needed to be with you. So if you've got some time and you don't mind, then here is what I'll do. I'll call up my job, tell them I'm sick. It's no lie, it's true. See, it's no trick, I am real sick of not being with you. So hey, today, I really should go and earn my pay, but I really feel the need to stay, sitting here with you. There's still only one thought in my head, I can only think of you. I can't focus on anything, and there's nothing they can do. They could go ahead and fire me, but I would not be blue. What good is money anyway, next to sitting here with you? So hey, today, I really should go and earn my pay, but I really feel the need to stay, sitting here with you. And it's okay, I'd prefer it this way, 'cause I would rather spend the day sitting here with you. I can't leave without you, I really need you bad. Hey!
All right, so there's that. I do think it's pretty cool. Again, that was finger played drums on a keyboard, so you know I hate to ever try to release that as anything. But now I want to jump into this, and let's start with a fun one. As you can see here, you're going to be in my iTunes, and you can see that there are many variations, because every time I do a version, I tend to print it, you know, basically mix it down, even if it's a rough mix or whatever, so I can listen to it and just get excited and come up with the ideas and think about it and everything. But I'm going to come down here. I think it's here. I don't know why this, oh, because mastering, demos, things like that. I think I got one more section. I have to be careful not to go too far and give you spoilers of the future. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be in this one. Nope. Yeah, that's something you don't want to see. All right, where is it then? I found it before I started recording. I'm looking for my original day one of recording, day one mix. We're not going to play full versions of the songs here. We are just going to skim through and just give you some taste. Here we go. I love money, because I couldn't do the greater than day one, play day one mix. I forgot like the drums worked here, so I had to go back and listen to the original for the future versions to add some drums. And this will be finger drums in this, and then I'm going back for a second track on that. I did end up having to pull back on the guitars. These didn't want to mix in without stealing way too much. So, and I hadn't done vocals in there yet or anything. But let's see, I'm trying to find the bridge. Pretty much the same thing. And I guess I don't really have horns at the end. So the day I laid this down, which, was earlier this year, that's what my original guide track sounded like. And then, of course, I would go back in and eventually, I used this to record my drum takes too. And once I had the drums in, I'd go back in and do the guitars correctly, do the bass correctly, and all that. That's kind of how that works. Now, I will say the drums on this, we talked about in 12 Things, it's all MIDI drums, but I do play a kit and I edit it like real drums. I do very little MIDI editing in there, like velocity hits, timing, tempo. I don't quantize, all that stuff. I keep it feeling like real drums, because it is real drums. I just don't have the space to mic and record them properly. So I'm doing the best I can with what I've got in the time. Now this one though, you may actually hear the double kick when you hear it, because what I was initially doing is I would do like 6, 8, 10 takes of the drum through the whole song, all the way through, print all of those to actual audio, and then go just edit sections together. And I kind of perfected that in this, and I never went back and undid that. Like the other songs ended up with actual MIDI things where I could go in and take out the double kicks and all that stuff. But let's see, what do we want to hear? So and then you can hear the final drums when I'm actually playing them. I'm just gonna jump in there. I really like that drum beat. That felt very Green Day to me. Definitely different than the original version, but still pretty cool. So a couple more things I want to do before we do the track breakdowns. I'll have to cut and change my audio setup for that. So let me just find my way around here. I'm sorry. I have a lot of versions. You'll see a lot of versions of 12 Things, because I really worked that one for the mastering and the mixing. So we have like our final mix, which was done on February 12th, 23. That is final mix version 9. VF. What the fuck does VF mean? My screen keeps clipping out on me. Version final 9, I guess. Yeah, I can see there's an 8, there's a 10, there's 11, there's all these. Let's go with 8. That was on 211. Unless I see an even earlier one. I see down here. Oh, that's when we're getting into my mastering on 2.9. I don't understand. I don't understand my code. Anyways, let's just try this one. Here, let's even go earlier. Yeah. So I was trying to master for Spotify. Version 3 from February 6, 2023. Oh yeah, real thin and tinny. Not being with you, then they can't do. I'd rather pay one. Okay, hang on. No, that doesn't have it. So what I'm trying to look for, and I'm trying to remember, is I was near the end, and I think it's in these final mixes. In the end, there's a little bit of a MIDI horn section. The notes always stay the same, but I was playing with different synths. So there's one in here I want to find. I know it's around the 2-minute mark every time. Let's hear it. Let's see if it's here. Hold on, here we go. Nope, that's kind of the buried horns. Let's try 9. Alright, let's see. I think it's in this section. Nope, that's still buried horns. I'm almost positive it's one of these. I just looked at it a minute ago. I really should have looked. No. At one point, it's instead of horns, it's a very predominant synth version that I really kind of like, but it was too much in the end, so I pulled it. Is it here? Nope. Dang it, man. Maybe it was mix 18. Okay, let's try this. Well, it's either in this section or it's elsewhere. So this is from February 14th, 2023. Nope, that is still horns. Where the hell was it? Was it up here then, maybe? Love greater than money. No, none of those are called spending time. Is it up here, maybe? Oh, I think it's actually up here. Oh, yeah, in the final mixes. There's the final recording. Final mixes. Let's try 2, 3 and see if we can find it. Oh, we'll try some of those temp vocals too in a minute. So, hey, today, I really should go and earn my pay. That is something else, but that's not the one I want to hear. Alright, maybe this. So, hey, today, I really should go and earn my pay. But I really feel the need to stay and spend some time with you. And it's okay, I prefer it this way. 'Cause I'd rather pay for my day by spending time with you. Woo! So, yeah, so I kind of like that, but I don't think it really suited the song. So we went back to the horns and just left them. I ran out of time. Let's try this temp vocals from January 16th, 2023. See what that's about. Woo, much beefier mix. If you've got some time and you don't mind, then here is what I'll do. Oh, no harmonies. I'll call up my job, tell them I'm sick. It's no lie, it's true. You see, it's no trick. I am real sick of not being with you. So hey, today I really should go and earn my pay, but I really feel the need to stay and buy time with you. So you get the sense, the gist there. Now, there's one last thing I want to play you before we go into the stem breakdown. At one point, you know, a lot of times, I've done this for decades. When I'm doing these demos by myself, I get in the mood, I get in the zone, I get like having fun and playing around. Sometimes I'll have conversations with myself before and after a song. Like you'll hear the different vocal track, the different vocalists like making fun of each other or joking around or whatever. And as we got closer and closer to the end of finishing the song, I left something in because it was just really fun. It was never intended to be on the track, but I definitely wanted to share this with you. So let's see if it's here. That might actually be the... No, that's not the final. Nope. Nope. Let's go to one of these. Or what are we looking at? Those are later. But you can definitely hear all the differences in the different mixes and mastering. It's mostly mastering you're hearing change. Oops, you're not really supposed to see that. Alright, so it's not there in February. So let's see if we can find one. Well, I woke up with one thought in my head. Oh, that's the wrong song. Let me find it. I know it's there. I guess, you know, we can find it around Vokes. Let me go back to some of those vocal take ones. That'll have it. That's day one mix, so it's not in that. Is there more up above that? There is. Oh, I think it's up in these. Ah, yeah, it's probably in these. Let me try this. No. This? Nope.
Have fun, Ted. See what you get. See what you get. They about to fuck around and find out. Well, I woke up.
So I'm going to play that again. I just think that's silly. It's fun. I just wanted that preserved for history in this video. So let's play that again.
What you get? See what you get. They about to fuck around and find out. Well, I won't.
All right, so I mean, that gives you some sense of like how many iterations I go through, how much work I put into it, how long it takes, you know, because what, I think, let's see, final mix, that's final mix. What was the final mastering date on that? I believe it was like mid-February, wasn't it? What's like the latest we can find on there? 214. I'm thinking it's February 14th, which is interesting that that was on Valentine's. Yes, we're going to say that that was, it ended on February 14th. And when was that first day one thing? Let me go find that. Whoa. Oh, I scrolled down too much. Why are you doing that to me? Why? Oh, that's too far up. Is it here? No, I think it's the next one. Oh, that's right. I needed to go down anyways. Don't we all? Day one mix. Oh, it doesn't have that information, but you know what it might have? Let me see if I can get information. I got better about putting my dates in later. Poop. No, it doesn't have the date. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's last played. January 9th. But that's last played. Date added, January 9th. That makes sense. So from January 9th to February 14th to get the final of that song. All right, well, that's the end of that section. I need to cut here. I'll just cut right over to it, and we'll do a little bit of the stem checkout. So give me a moment, and I'll be right back. All right, well, that was about a half an hour of misery of some kind of audio issue where all the audio was there in the track listings, but not playing out through headphones or anything. Anyways, we got it. Okay, so that was maddening. Fuck. So where was I? We're gonna do a little stem breakdowns. Nothing crazy. Like I said, you can look over here. I'm not gonna show you everything. I'm only running tape on the master out. Again, pretty much the same stuff. Amp room, Cambridge for the low cut, Pultec, EMT. I did do a little I should show you this, I guess. I call it Eric's Garage. I just played around with it. It's just a really tight delay. Just kind of doubling almost. And again, we use the Ocean Waves trick for making the spreads on the guitars longer. A voice of God to make that kick pop more, things like that. So let's just play some of this stuff. Sorry, I don't have it set, so it's gonna... So that's just more like the dry left, right. Just sort of my wet left, rights that are, turned the other way.
Today, I really should go into my pit.
Give you a little taste of the bass.
My head.
You kind of hear that double click on the kick. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. I've started editing out of my other things because I have tried to focus it in playing. I don't have that problem on a real kick drum. It only seems to be on my electric. So the best solution I have thus far is going in and editing out of the double kicks. It's just some buried brass. We got a little tri-chorus.
I could possibly die tomorrow. I really don't want to waste any time. Let's go.
Actually, that's where we want to leave that. So just kind of giving you a hint of the vocal.
What good's living if it's living without you?
Dry.
If I miss that next kiss, well, that would be a crime.
Little reverb there. All right. Now I want to solo out the guitar solos. So we are running through a Marshall Silver Jubilee. With another little Cambridge EQ for just a low cut filter. And this added a bunch. Without that on, just brought some real presence and some clarity. Oops, I want to leave that on. So, and again, fairly simple guitar solo, but let's hear this. This is the first track I've ever actually used a slide guitar on. We do have some EQ, cutoff, and amp room, LA2, compression. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me back up a little bit because I forgot there's some slide guitar action happening back here. There's definitely some automation happening. You know, so pretty cool. Here's that brass back at the end. That was the thing I was playing in the other songs. We got a pad in here too. Adding a little texture. Now I think I use these in the breakdown. That bridge. So with, you know, mixed in. I could possibly die tomorrow. So it's adding a little extra texture to the song and the mix. And I mean, that's mostly it. It's pretty simple. Same outputs here. Punch and clarity. Turn off the bass right here. That's really just more balancing it for all the systems. So hey, today I really should go. Using a little stereo spread again. But I really feel the need to stay and spend some time with you. So I just want to solo this. There was obviously some automation in there. And then and you'll notice, if you can see this, again, because this song is pretty flat in its dynamics, I did do on the master, I brought all the verses down a decibel and the choruses go up a decibel. Just some subtle change there. And that is pretty much the mix on Spending Time. So now that it's 1:40 and I still might do a couple hours of gaming and still edit this and everything, I should wrap it up. But there you go, a more simplified version. I think next time we do this for A Merry Melody Volume 1, I think it's going to be even more interesting. I think there are more behind the scenes interesting things on that, especially as we break down stems, because that did start as something that was supposed to be a tiny little nothing and became something awesome. So we'll do that in a couple of weeks because you get the lyric video next week. All right, one of these days I will get back to working on the new EP as well, but I'm not going to push it. I got to feel it. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. Hopefully you dig this. Hopefully it was interesting enough, especially with the tech problems I went through. So let me know. Comment below. You got any tips, techniques, things I should try out, whatever. What you think of the album. It's anywhere you want to listen. Look up Eric Butts, especially on Spotify. ericbutts.com. You'll find it. And of course, click the thumbs up button. Give me the good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. Remember that we will get through this. We will get through this together. And I already said all the other stuff. Other than that, you can find more links and ways to support the channel with the description and stuff in the description below. So click the see more button to see more butts. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to get this done. It's beautiful outside. I'd like to be rocking out on the deck listening to vinyl, but alas. All right, I'll see you all. All right, later.